welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today's 17,275, and of course, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and you know it, I know it, make sure you ring that bell. So if you have been following the series, I did make a big announcement in the regular episode for today, and that's that I am going to temporarily suspend King's Ruin, like from the video format. I will still be doing it offline until I finish pushing. The reason for this is I'm basically going to be doing a bunch of 10 skips because I want to optimize the amount of time I spend in actually doing and actually pushing and not spend a lot of time doing King's Ruin. I also want to I'll be honest, King's Ruin does not get a lot of views, so I want to take this opportunity to basically rethink the format of King's Ruin. One of the things I'm thinking about doing is basically moving King's Ruin to a weekly format. Every Saturday is what I'm aiming for. Basically, I would record it and put it on at the same time, but just once a week. I do see value in doing King's Ruin, especially when I get to 2430. The issue I have is the gameplay can get extremely repetitive. As you can see, I probably have over 300 videos in the 17,000s. And really, I think a week-to-week representation is a much better way to demonstrate the changes in the heroes. It's honestly extremely hard to notice, how they improve on a episode-to-episode basis. So for those two reasons, and honestly, from my standpoint, there's not a lot of point in putting out a video that maybe gets 10 to 20 views. And that's not on you. Of course, obviously, if you're watching this, I appreciate any view that you get. But like I said, with the gameplay being so repetitive, I can totally understand. Like, if you skip a day or two, I'm hoping that a week-to-week format allows you to see the differences in a way that makes it more meaningful, so that, it actually makes sense to have a video on it. But, as always, everything on this channel is a work in progress. If I get a lot of feedback where people really miss King's Ruin being a daily episode, I'll be more than happy to bring it back. I don't mind making the episode, but right now the return on the episode is so low. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to exclude it entirely because I do think it's important. Like, if you've actually watched the episodes, you will see when Christian starts to ramp up and King's Ruin gets shorter. When Marion starts to ramp up and King's Ruin gets shorter. When Marion ramped up to the point where, I can basically make an episode in 8 minutes. To me, that's a huge amount of progress from the hour and a half we started with. But again, there's not a ton of interest in seeing that. So I'm hoping, on a weekly basis. Number one, on a weekly basis, it's a lot more, in my opinion, digestible. You can watch it any time during the week, and then you can compare it to next week. Daily just seems like it's a little much. I do like making episodes for this game daily, though, so that's not going to change, especially they take only 8 minutes. I like to show my day-to-day progress, especially in a game like this. So the thing about this game is so much of the progress is gated daily. I really like it as more a play-along than a watch. Obviously, if you're a watcher, you're probably not going to watch it every day, but if you're actually playing the game, it makes sense to tune in and say, hey, let's while I'm doing my dailies, let's hop in and see what Zerdan has. That makes total sense. That's how I think a lot of people watch this series, is we're just playing together. And I find a lot of value in that, personally. And of course, hopefully this will free me up a little bit to do some other things. Again, the issue is, the why I kept doing King's Ruin is because an 8-minute episode of King's Ruin took me about 8 minutes to record, and maybe 5 minutes to prep at best, because especially with the way I do videos, I do them in batches, so an extra 4 videos in a batch, outside of the conversion time, was not a big deal. I can do a batch of 6 videos in about 15 minutes. That's not counting setting them up, that's just the conversion. And setting them up was probably a couple minutes. Obviously, I don't do a lot of fancy editing or anything like that. Hopefully, that's mostly because to produce the quantity of videos, that I produce, you kind of need to not do a ton of editing to have a video every day without a team. If I had a team of people, sure. But I don't have a team of people, it's just me. So making a lot of edits to a video that goes out daily is kind of hard. Plus, honestly, maybe I'm not creative enough, but there's a lot of things I wouldn't edit because, again, I see it more as a play along than like, oh, I'm just going to, and again, if you watch it the other way, I can see not tuning in every day, But anyways, that's my stance on it. Obviously, you're free to disagree with me in the comments. I do hope we can at least experiment with this. Like, I don't plan on, even if the feedback is super negative, I don't plan on changing it until we're done pushing, really just so that we can focus on pushing for now. I think pushing will be a good enough stand-in metric for King's Rowan. I'm also concerned that King's Rowan will get longer. Again, I have no idea how long it is. I don't know. I don't have an idea of all that stuff, but, as I push, I'm sure I'll have a better idea of what to expect, obviously. I think it'd only be 32x is what I calculated, and I don't remember how I got to that number. I think I estimated that, like, people doing it in an hour and a half, and I could do, it in, I think it's around 32, I think I estimated like 128, so, again, but I don't know, that's an estimate, and I don't know how long that is, and I forgot to use I'll save it for tomorrow, but actually, since we're pushing, it makes sense for me to just save it. The other thing with pushing is we don't know, we won't have the fixed order of the 5 stages, so they can be harder, they can be easier. So another good reason to just skip the 7. You just don't know what you're going to get. But that's it. This will be the last video of King's Rowan for a while. Again, I'm not against, I'm definitely going to resume King's Rowan, but I'm thinking about a weekly basis. And that's Ruins 15. I'm going to go ahead and grab these buffs for tomorrow's King's Rowan, and wow, it couldn't have been a worse set of buffs if I tried. But, that said, once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I do hope you have a great day.